You're welcome to CoinSpace, and I'm Austin. For a couple of days now, I haven't been able to come up to make a video because of some circumstances. But today we're right here. We're gonna be talking about Lunar Classic. But before that, we're gonna see what is happening in crypto bubbles. Yes, it's been a rather unpredictable and very bad week for crypto, or rather should I say bad months for the past couple of months, 2 months now. The crypto market has been doing not so well. Market capitalizations are down. We've been seeing a lot of pullback in the market. And right here on crypto bubbles, you can still attest to the fact that the market is not doing so great, except for a few altcoins who are still promising so far, but I think it's just for the moment because there's always going to be a hike, and after a hike, there's going to be a pullback. So let's not be so excited with this grains here, because what we're seeing here, we're seeing this Huobi coin. Huobi coin has been doing well for the past couple of days, let's say for like a week now. Huobi coin has been doing marvelously well, and then we'll have this CSPR. CSPR hasn't really been doing pretty much so bad lately. It has pushed up to as much as 0.0051, currently trading at this position 0.0516, which is still very much amazing. Well, let's go right into Binance and see what is happening in Lunar Classic, because Lunar Classic is very promising even in the face of all the pullbacks we're seeing. If you check the market very well, you can see that Lunar Classic still has a lot more prospects, much more than other cryptos you can actually think of. Now, starting from when we had a pullback up to about 0.01 0.0018, it pushed up back again to this particular point. Now, I've always told you that the Lunar Classic community is formidable. Now, they are bent on pushing the market to the $1 mark, which is going to be possible, but not this year. Certainly not this year. But I see it happening next year. It's not far from it. Next year is certainly hitting a $1 mark, and this is not a very bad time to buy. But I'll always tell you that this is not a financial advice. Always do your own research and make your research, make use of it. I'm just a guy in this space saying what he knows. I'm not a financial advisor. I only say things I know based on my research. Now, if you come down so far to this particular point here, you can see that this is the point of which the we started having like the I think this is the lowest for the past couple of weeks, for the past 2 3 weeks. This is the lowest Lunar Classic has come down to, and then again it's pushed down to as low as this. But if you notice, like I said, the community is strong. It pushed up back to this point again where we had a pullback, and since then we've been having pullback. This is a very much an insignificant growth, which was followed up by a pullback again. Now, this is to tell you that the investors are fighting with the current trend, with the current inflation. Now, you already know that the feds in the United States have pushed up rates like 5 times just to curb the inflation. And there are predictions that we've not even seen the peak of the inflation yet. If we've not seen the peak of the inflation yet, but the Lunar Classic community are working against the tide. And what does that tell you? That in no time, we're going to break the inflation. Now, check how the market is going now. We're having a steady wave. Now, follow my mouse pointer. We're having a steady wave. You can see the wave. We're having a very steady wave, and this wave is maintained at a very slight difference from each candlestick, and what follows is either a long sell-off or a long push up in the market. And what is going to follow in the Lunar Classic community now is a push up. Why? Because investors are at the edge. Investors are waiting for a point to come in. Now, believe this when I tell you investors are waiting for a point to come in with this candlestick, with this particular position here. Now, you can see what happened. At the slight opportunity when it came down, people were very much skeptical here if it's going to go down much more, but investors pulled in regardless when it came down again the next day. You see here, when it came down here, they pushed up as much, yeah, but not so many people got into the market. That was why it came up to this particular point here. It came up to this particular point. But the next day, it pushed down and it was a buy-in signal for everybody. For every Lunar Classic investor, every big holder waiting to go into the market. Now, that was when they went into the market and pushed it up to this point. And like every market push up, when you get a push up like that, sometimes it crashes down so badly because most of the investors going in are just going in for the profit. But here, they didn't just go in for the profit, they went in to stay. That is one thing you have to notice about the Lunar Classic community. They went in to stay because they know they're going in for the long term. Now, if you check, it moved only from here to this point, and the next candlestick started, which actually dropped, and then it pushed up again, and then we've been having pullback and a struggling market. There's definitely going to be a pull or push up again for short-term traders and scalpers. Yes, there's going to be a push up. If you're a short-term trader, you better look out for this. I'll always tell you this is not a financial advice, but make your research and look out for a push up in Lunar Classic. Yes, in Lunar Classic, because if you check, it took Lunar Classic a long time to come down to this particular position where it is right now. It took it a long time to come down to this position. It was moving around to 0.0023 and 2.9, 2.8. Yeah, but now it has come down to 0.002, 0.0026. And this is a point where you wouldn't want to miss. Yes, you certainly wouldn't want to miss this point. But if you're gonna go into the market, I will always advise, like I've always said in my previous videos, always dollar cost average. Do not forget your dollar cost averaging because it helps you a whole lot in the crypto space. But in the overall, Lunar Classic is recovering. Lunar Classic is going to recover to a $1 mark. Yes, it's definitely going to recover to a $1 mark, and there's nothing you're gonna do about that. All you have to do is just follow the trend and make profits from it. Now, this is a much more broader view of how the chart has been so far. And if you look at how it's going, it has moved up to this point and down to this point. Now that is one wave, and we're having a much more smaller wave here. And so what I'm expecting right now is for it to come down to this point, and then we're gonna have a push up. Take it or leave it. That is certainly what is going to happen. But I'm always going to tell you, do not just take my word for it. Do your research before buying in. I myself personally, I already got into the market based on my own research, so I would advise you to get into the market based on your own research. So this is about Lunar Classic. If you find this content useful, kindly smash the like and the subscribe button because it does help me a whole lot. It helps my YouTube algorithm. And thank you for always coming around. And this is CoinSpace, and I am Austin.